at the Q3 review webinar that was delivered by Kay Khemani over from Spectre Ai. Before we get started, let me do the normal disclaimer that I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, and this video should be used for education, research, and entertainment purposes only. All right, so this webinar ran for about 2 hours and 9 minutes, including a hour-long question and answer period. And then last week, Kay also did an interview with Crypto Rich, where he talked about a couple things happening with the project, and they do some technical analysis. So my goal on this video is to distill 3 hours of content down to about 15 or 20 minutes. And then I'm also going to pull up the, make sure you hang out to the very end and or fast forward to the end if you're interested in the passive income side of things, because I'm going to bring back up some of the calculations that I did during the ICO with some adjustments based on the information that came out of this webinar. Now, if you're truly interested in the Spectre project, I would highly suggest that you do watch all 3 hours of this content. Kay is an immensely intelligent man, and he's in the midst of rolling out a successful project in the crypto winter, as he calls it, where 99% of these ICOs that went off in 2017 are just falling by the wayside and or just not producing. Whereas Spectre Ai is not only producing and on track, they're ahead of track, and they're actually paying out dividends in ETH every week. So again, this is why the SXDT token is one of my favorite passive income tokens of all of the tokens available in the cryptoverse at the moment. If we jump over here to CoinMarketCap real quick just to take a look, currently the Spectre dividend token is trading at 21 cents US. You can see there's a $17 million market cap, very, very low volume. You can see $2,601 in the last 24 hours. This is going to change based on some information that came out of that webinar, which I'm going to highlight. Circulating supply, 82 million, total supply of 140 million. And again, you can see the token's basically gone nowhere since its launch back in February of last year. So, you know, what I don't understand is how a token that pays out dividends in ETH every week is trundling along at 21 cents. But it is what it is, so let's get stuck into it and see what the news is. Okay, so we're talking about traders on the platform at the moment. So the traders, the guidance for Q3, which is December ending 2018, was 1,000 real money traders. The actual number is 250 plus. Together for the first 3 quarters, there are around 1,350 active traders on the platform, with the daily active trader count being around 20% of this figure. I just want to add to that later on, much later in this webinar, Kay mentions that they actually had 15,000 applications for traders, but the bulk of those traders don't want to deal with cryptos. Isn't that interesting? So the people that are in the and just so you're aware, again, I didn't do a background on this, but Spectre itself at the moment is basically an FX trading platform, but it lives on the blockchain. So it's done away with all the dodgy business and all the dodgy aspects of FX trading, and basically, Basically, you're doing real peer-to-peer trading. So if you want to go in and bet that the New Zealand dollar is going to be higher in 10 minutes from now than it is now, someone will be on the other side of that bet. And or Spectre has a liquidity pool that if there's no specific person that wants to sit on the other side of that trade, the liquidity pool will take up that trade for you or on the other side of your trade. And then whoever wins the trade wins, gets their payout, and then, of course, a percentage of the fees, both sides, the loser and the winner, pays a percentage of fees to what's called the DALP, the liquidity pool. So the liquidity pool fulfills two functions. It's the function of what pays out the token holders the dividends. It also is the other side of trades as well. He goes on to say that the active traders on the platform are about 20% of this figure, so about 20% of 1,350, which would be about 260, 270 people that are actually trading actively. Okay, with the DALP, with the liquidity pool is increased to 13,970 Ethereum, and that is up 160% from Q2, which is well above their forecast, predominantly owing to solid hedging and treasury operational conducted at the end of Q2, Q3. Basically, long story short, they did a big hedge where they sold a bunch of Ethereum before it dropped, and that helped them basically save dollars to be added to the liquidity pool. Looking at the volumes, the volume traded since launch, 4.5 million, including wallet accounts. This is up around 100% since Q2, outpacing the growth in user addition, meaning a higher value contingent of traders is entering the mix. And if you think about trying to make income from a trading platform, you have three options or three things that contribute to the amount of revenue that the platform is going to generate. The first, of course, is the number of traders on the platform. The more traders, the more trading. The second is the amount that they're trading. So how much are they willing to bet on each transaction? And again, that goes up and down. And then the total volume. So how many times does a particular trader do that in one day? So one of those can be up, one of those can be down, two can be up, two can be down. But again, those three components work together to actually create the total volume of transaction income, which is being distributed back into the liquidity pool. He touches on the decentralization factor. I'm not going to mention it here. It doesn't really have an effect, too much of an effect on us as token holders. The SXUT take-up factor. So 45% of real wallets are using SXUT tokens to upgrade. So the SX utility tokens are there for people to purchase because traders can get reduced fees, higher payouts, trading access to training on trading, etc., etc. There's a whole bunch of benefits that you get if you're a utility token holder. The winnings paid out in this quarter were 3,695 ETH, which at the current value of ETH is about 0.65 million, and that was up 20% compared to Q2. And last but not least, but maybe almost as important, is that the number of fraud incidences on the platform has been absolutely zero this quarter and all the quarters before. Okay, I know this part of the screen, or this screenshot, is a little bit hard to read, but let me just go through it quickly. So this is the revised guidance for 2018, and that's March year-end 2019. That's for the next quarter, or the upcoming quarter, or upcoming year, I guess you could even say. The guidance is going down, okay? So the firm expects total DALT volumes to fall into the 6 million to 15 million range, revised down from 79.2 million. Let me just mention at this point that the documentation that Spectre provided during the ICO had three scenarios. One was a bullish scenario, one was a base scenario, and one was a bear scenario. And I did all of my calculations based on the base scenario, and the 79 million was also based on the base scenario of income. So when we look at my revised passive income formula in a few minutes, again, remember that we're revising down from the base. They go on to say the total number of traders is forecasted to come in at around 1,600 to 2,000, down from a forecast of 3,000. And in totality for the year ended March 2019, the group expects to have paid a reward, excluding special dividends, of $500,000. That's $500,000 worth of ETH, and a special dividend of between $20,000 and $100,000. And again, that's $20,000 or $100,000 worth of ETH. They go on to say this would bring total dollar rewards per SXD token to 0.0037 cents to somewhere between 0.0042 cents. At current market capitalization levels, these figures offer an SXDT token yield of between 1.7% and 2%, comfortably above the 1.2% the software sector currently yields, therefore supporting our current valuation in our view. It is also worth noting that for calendar year 2018, the group has come in around 22% below the planned budget owing to the tight cost controls. So while the organization is not experiencing the growth that they had hoped, they are also attacking that problem on the other end and reducing their costs as well, which is fantastic. Very smart way of looking and running a business. Now let's just look at this diagram here. So again, if we isolate this out, you had a bull scenario, you had a base scenario, and this is where they're bringing the revised scenario down to. You can see that that's down 85% from the original base formulas. And you'll see again, I've made some adjustments in my calculations as well, and I'll walk through those with you too. So this slowdown in their income, or the uptake by the traders, is not slowing down the organization's development plans. They've got a whole bunch of things happening, and that's what's really exciting, and that's why I wanted to do this video, to share with you guys who are interested in this, to see where the other revenue streams, or see what other revenue streams are potentially going to come into this project. Because when we did the original numbers and the original forecasts, it was only the trading platform. There's a lot more happening, which I'll get to in just a minute. So the next step, Spectre Ai will maintain its holding pattern approach to growth and sustain stable growth over the coming quarters, but no real heavy marketing spend until the following are put into place. One is full fiat capability. So as I mentioned, they had 15,000 traders sign up, but they've only got 1,350 active traders. And that's, he alluded to the fact that that was because a bulk of the traders just weren't functional with crypto. And they wanted to be able to use their bank account and use cash. And they didn't understand why they should have to sell cash into ETH or, you know, what's the stable coin thing, because they were saying, hey, use stable coins. And again, if you're not into crypto, you can see how this would be like a big, whoa, big stop, and that's exactly what happened. So they are in the process of getting full fiat capability. This includes multiple payment processors and a bank wire capability to 2 to 3 banks. They're going to have a full service API, and they're going to be developing a mobile app because they've realized that a lot of the active traders, especially in, well, the FX trading space, these people are trading on their mobile phones and their mobile devices. They go on to say the above is already underway, and we expect work to be complete for the above anywhere between April and August 2019. Here's what's interesting as well. The group has also hired the global head of business development of a major competitor that does around $1 billion a year in options trading volume and has over 15,000 affiliates. They signed on the 31st of December, and owing to non-compete and gardening period will become effective as of June 2019 at our headquarters in Cyprus. So this is supposed to be some gun of a guy who's gone out and created a multi-billion-dollar FX trading business by having a whole bunch of affiliates in his pocket that are affiliates or people that are marketing to try to get traders to sign up. So when you have 15,000 affiliates out there marketing to the platform to try to get people to the platform, you can see that's very powerful. Now, I'll also say that Kay made the mistake of saying, and I kind of had to laugh because it just showed me either there's a lot of people who don't speak English or a lot of people who don't pay close attention to these webinars. But Kay came out and said that this guy was so good at what he does and had been doing it for so long, 10 or 15 years experience in the FX space and in growing a multi-billion-dollar FX trading platform, that this guy could probably step in and run Spectre as well as or better than Kay. Well, Kay then went on to field a number of questions of people asking him, why are you leaving the company? Oh my God, what are we going to do when you're gone? Good luck with the new guy starting and taking over your role. And he had to say again and again and again and again and again, maybe if he ever hears this, he'll laugh, but he had to completely state again and again and again that he's not leaving the company. He's bringing this guy on. He was just trying to state how qualified this individual was in growing an FX trading platform. So again, kind of a joke, but I felt sorry for him because he had to answer that same question so many times. All right, they just finished up by saying that this strategic poach, along with the above technical measures, will allow Spectre Ai to considerably scale towards the end of this year and in 2020 and beyond. Okay, so here he's talking about what's happening with kind of the three-pronged approach that they're working on at the moment. So this first prong is, of course, the Spectre trading platform. You can see that they're doing a whole bunch of stuff. So they're going to have a new UI, so they're going to have a new user interface. The early close was the ability to, if you set a bet in place and you're winning, you can actually close the bet before your time slot. So if you say, you bet for 10 minutes and the currency's up and you're only 2 minutes into the trade, you can actually close it. That's actually been postponed for 5 months. They are going to bring on UK traders. They're actually they're going to have a UK trading license, which is going to allow UK traders to come on board. They're going to be going full fiat, and I just mentioned why they're going to do that. So you're not going to have crypto to trade. You're going to be able to do it with dollars or pounds or euros or whatever. They're launching the mobile app. They're going to have some volatility products. Again, they're going to have an API. They're going to be then adding stocks. They're going to be adding CFDs. They're going to be adding white label capability so other organizations can use this product and drive traffic to it and drive trades to it. They're going to be looking at weekend trading. They're going to be adding indices, bonds, and ICOs, and then they're going to have a virtual reality skin. All that's going to be happening, as you can see the timeline, over the next 2 years or so. By the way, I'm not a trader, so I didn't know what CFDs were, so I had to look it up. It's actually contract for difference trading. So again, basically it's two people betting on what the value of a particular currency is going to be in the future, or it could be a stock in the future at some point, and then whoever wins that bet wins the bet and the other person pays them off. Then we look at one of their new launches, which is really exciting. And I say it's really exciting because you'll see what they think the contribution is going to be to the liquidity pool from this product. And this product is called Betverse. And they currently have a closed-end beta happening, or they had one in March to April. They had about 100 traders on there. They're going to have a license to allow them to be doing the betting. They're going to be building an affiliate portal for the same reason. Again, affiliate traffic driving users to this platform. Full fiat capability. So again, this is not living on the blockchain. Yes, you can use Ethereum and Bitcoin to purchase or to bet on the platform, but it is going to also include all of the major currencies as well. He talked about the challenge mode and the live mode. And what's interesting is in the challenge mode, you can go in and you're basically playing peer-to-peer. You're playing games against other people. And the example they gave was, let's say there's a ping pong game, and you go in and you see that Joe is on the platform live. You challenge Joe and you say, Joe, let's play a game of ping pong, and 1 hour from now after playing, I'm going to have 50 points and you're going to have 10 points. Or I'm going to have 50 points and you'll have whatever. And Joe will accept that bet. Both of those gentlemen will put in a dollar value, and then whoever wins. And then a fee is paid to the winner. A fee is paid to the platform, and that obviously comes back to us, to token holders. And then a fee is also paid to the game developers. So you can see the next point there is a developer portal. If you're into developing betting games, you can actually sign up as a developer and contribute your games onto this platform and then get paid. And someone later on in the webinar asked, can U.S. developers upload games? And he said yes. And I should make the caveat that currently the entire Spectre token trading platform is not open to U.S. investors due to the SEC situation at the moment. They're also going to have a mobile app for the Betverse, again an API which will allow them to plug into other sites, and then the game onboarding, which should start January, December of 2020, and that'll be hopefully when we get Joe Public live on there doing some betting and contributing to the liquidity pool, and of course contributing to our passive income. All right, next, SpecDex. Spectre is going to be creating and launching its own crypto exchange, and it's going to be beta March, June. They're going to have a dual license. That means that they're going to be able to do, they're going to have a UK license for doing normal trades, and then they're going to have a Vanuatu license for doing STOs. STOs are security token offerings, and that seems to be where the ICO is going. The ICO is probably going to go away, and they're going to be called security token offerings. Again, I think everyone's getting ready for the coming government regulations by the SEC and the UK mob that looks after that as well. And again, regulations are coming to the space. So I think the token generators are starting to realize that and starting to look at, better wording, better everything, so that it's not some dodgy ICO. It's actually a proper, business launch. They're going to have an over-the-counter area, which will be both for private trades and public trades. So again, if you're looking for some big volume, you can possibly go in there. Again, if it's managed by the Spectre people, they're going to be taking a clip of every trade, somewhere between 0.5 and 2%. Again, that's theoretically will be added to the token pool or to the liquidity pool. So it'll be added to increase the amount that we're going to make from our tokens. And then they're also going to have a token research portal. They're hiring two analysts that are ex-Morgan Stanley, and I think one's a credit analyst and one's a stock analyst, and they're going to be doing proper enterprise-level analysis of not ICOs, but crypto projects. And there's going to be a fee associated with that. I'm assuming, he didn't articulate, but I'm assuming that will also, some portion of that fee will also be applied to the liquidity pool. So again, in the original calculations that I'm going to show you, the only aspect of passive income that was going to be generated was from the FX trading platform. Now we have 3 different platforms. So you've got the SX platform here, you got the Betverse, and you have the SpecDex, which is the exchange platform. What they're showing here is what they're expecting, or what they're hoping they're going to be, the contribution is going to be from each of those. And you can see that they're hoping that per week there's going to be 50 to 100 ETH, which is somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 per week coming out of the FX trading platform. This is why this is exciting. They're going to have 100 to 500 ETH, which is $10 to 50,000 K, or 50K, I should say, $50,000 per week coming out of the Betverse, and then another 10 to 100 ETH, which is 1 to 10K coming out of the platform, the exchange platform. He clearly said they don't want to be, they're not trying to take on, Binance or any of the other big exchanges. But the exchange is going to be an important part of their business, an important part of their business growth. It's going to start by allowing trading of SXDT and SXUT. So I mentioned in the very beginning the volume was super low. That's because it's only on Fork Delta and some other creepy exchange. When these guys go live, I think you're going to see a pop in the trading of SXDT and SXUT. They're also going to launch with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then they're going to be adding more coins as they go. But he clearly said that one of the things they're going to be looking for is truly vetted companies and projects that have some kind of passive income. So they're not going to be looking to just put anyone on here. He did also say the fees for listing will be 99.9% lower than Binance, so that's interesting. But again, 3 different ways now that the DALP and you as a token holder will be starting to earn passive income. Again, then he goes on to a lengthy question and answer period. Some of the questions are great. Some of them are kind of silly. Again, there's a lot of nuggets of information in there. I highly suggest you do watch the whole thing, but I'm not going to go through all that. We're sitting at 20 minutes now, and I want to get over to the passive income formulas. So let's take a look at this right now. So you remember that the original calculation of 79 million was the hoped total transaction volume, which was going to be on the platform in 2018. And you recall that that's down 85%. 2% of the fees get paid out. This is the payout per token. This is a potential number of tokens. We'll play around with that. This would be the monthly payout from based on the number of tokens you have, based on that payout. There's a special dividend, which is going to be a fixed amount. Again, that was a guess. And then we have the annual earnings. So what I've done here is, you could attack it here, you could attack it here, it doesn't matter. But basically what I've done here is I've taken 15% of what the original amount here was, because again, they're down 85%. So in year 2018, I'm taking only 15% of what the original forecast was. Then in 2019, I'm taking 20%. And then remember, in June this year, this big bad business development guy is kicking in with this huge network of traders and affiliates. And when he gets the word out that this is a trading platform which does away with all the dodginess which is in a lot of the other platforms, we could see some dramatically improved growth. Again, you have to also take into consideration the Betverse and also the SpecDex, the exchange. But to be conservative, what I've done is, so for 2018, I took 15% of earnings, 2019, 20%, 2020, 25%. You can see, so I basically reduced the actual earnings until 2025, and these I've left in place based on the original calculations that came out using their base formula. So let's play around with some of the numbers. So let's say you want to have 500 of those things, so we're going to say 0.21. Times 500. What's that going to cost you? That's going to cost you $105. So if you invested $105 today, you potentially would earn $8,925 by the end of 2028. So 9 years from now, you would turn $105 into almost $9,000. So let's change this up a little bit. Let's go 1,500. Let's say we've got, what would that be, $250. Everything changes automatically. So now we take this and we're just going to times that by, so we have 0.21 times 1,500, $315. So again, if you invested $315 today, you potentially would generate in total $26,775 over the next 9 years. Pretty amazing, actually. And you can run through and you can see what your payout's going to be either monthly or annually. So let's crank this up a little bit more. So let's say you've got $1,000 to spend. You can get yourself 5,000 tokens. 5,000 tokens over the next 9 years would generate you $89,251 in passive income. Again, there's so many variables across all this, and someone's going to come out here and ping me and say there's no way. You know, again, there are a lot of variables in this. Yes, this is a forecast. Having said that, there's also the variable, this could be triple what this number is, because again, these original numbers were only based on revenues coming from the FX platform. We now have the Betverse, and you saw they're expecting 10 times from the Betverse what they expected from the exchange, from the FX, and then they also have the exchange, which is about half of what the FX was. So, you know, if we get 3.5 times this number, again, you can do the math, but we're going to stay conservative on this one. All right, so 25,000 tokens is going to cost you $5,250. Again, $5,250 today could generate you $446,000, $446,000. Amazing. I mean, it's just, as I said, it's insane. And again, you know, think about adding all the other revenue streams. And don't forget, guys and gals, that, you know, these people are very smart, right? They're not stupid. And I doubt that just these two add-ons are going to be the only thing that's added to this. I think they're going to be growing. And again, that betverse is going to grow. So the number of games that go in there are going to grow. So again, that's just going to grow massively over time. So as I said, I truly believe these are truly, conservative figures. All right, so here's where it gets scary cool. 100,000 tokens, going to cost you right now $21,000, and that over the next 9 years would potentially generate you $1.785 million. Let me say that again. 21,000 invested today could potentially generate you $1,785,000 over the next 9 years. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I bet a lot of people watching this are not making this kind of money per year with their job. So could you imagine making this kind of money in just a few years from now from a single passive from a passive investment you made way back in 2019? Wow, super crazy. Last example. 250,000 tokens, going to cost you $52,500 over the next 9 years, could potentially generate you $4,462,000. Again, 52,000 today, $4.5 million 9 years from now. For my money, that is some fantastic returns. So that's going to be it today, guys. We're running at 26 minutes, ran longer than I wanted to, but again, hopefully I distilled 3 hours down to 26.5 minutes and was a big help for you to do some research and get interested and do some investigation on this project. I also will make... just want to make an announcement. I don't share these spreadsheets for various reasons. You can go in and recreate this spreadsheet. Again, you can log in at the affiliate at the portal, and they have all the documentation inside. All right, guys and gals, so this is going to bring it to a close. If you want to get involved with this project, purchase some tokens. Again, it's not that easy to get the tokens now unless you're comfortable with the whole Fork Delta, Ether Delta thing. But you can do that. I do have an affiliate link in the description. I'd appreciate you clicking through the affiliate link. That'll allow you to sign up to play around on the FX platform and have some fun there. You can go in there and you can trade with fake money, so you don't have to actually bring any real money and just have a play and see if it's something for you. As everything else rolls out, I'll be running some affiliate programs and doing a lot more videos about both Betverse and the exchange as well. So again, hopefully this was helpful to you guys. Get in there, get involved, try to get some tokens, get yourself KYC.